Okay, I wanted to make this video. I actually made one a few years back where it was a point of view of my trains running. I actually had a small camera. Some people might call it a nanny cam. It's more like a security camera, but very small, easy to maneuver. Could put it in almost any spot you want. And I attached it to the front of my four main locomotives. Made a video of it. I had some music playing in the background, and I had a few people that's, made some comments that I realize now kind of would be distracting. One of them was the trains were running pretty fast. Another one was the music was a little distracting. So I decided to make another video, but I also wanted to give you a little bit of a overview, because another thing I had brought up to me was, well, can we see, more details of the layout? Sure. So this is going to be a two-section video. It's going to be one part, or one video itself, but it's going to be two sections, which there's going to be a point of view from all six trains. Before it was just the main line, so the double 260, the 254, the 249, and the Ives. This time I've added the trolley and the monorail. So, with that being said, I know a couple folks want to see the actual layout itself, get into details with the yard, and I'm just going to go quickly over everything. Obviously, this is pre-war inspired. It's not 100% pre-war. I have a mix of, obviously, I'm running MTH conventional engines because I got smoke and sounds and whistles and all that. My rolling stock for the freight is a mixture of modern Lionel, LSE, pre-war, MTH, you name it, I'm running it. The figures are a mix of lead, plastic, whatever I liked. You'll also see other things like, marks here for the light post. That, I believe, is a Mercor Czechoslovakian company. Cool company. They make some really interesting things. Skyline with that. And the trolley station is also a Skyline. I believe these are also Skylines, these semaphore signs, that one and that one up there. Reproduction MTH. Reproduction American Flyer. I do have some Flyer pieces on here. Actually, there's a Flyer locomotive. You're also going to see the cab section of a locomotive. That was something that we actually ran into with Mecca at a New Hope and Ivy Railroad. They had that in their yard. They were actually restoring a locomotive, and there's a picture of my son sitting in front of the cab like that. That's on basically railroad ties. There was also the tender sitting up on jack stand. So we kind of did a reproduction of that. Not reproduction, but recreation of that. The caboose back there, if any of you guys are Mecca MIGs and have read through the waybill, you'll notice, you might remember that was the copper-plated caboose that I tried. Obviously it failed, and it stays on the layout as a reminder, and it looks kind of cool. It reminds me of a caboose in West Milford, New Jersey that burnt down years ago, and I believe the skeleton of the caboose is still there. But before it was torn down, it looked very similar to that. We got our hobos here. One set. We got a couple guys working on a locomotive. Inside, this is part of the Lionel backshop. I had one. It was severely damaged. It didn't work properly. So I sold the building, kept some of the parts. I got my guys working over there. Some of the more modern pieces, you'll see the outhouse door open up. That's a Lionel. There's a guy. Yep. Just neat. The kids like it, I also have one of these up here on the second level. He's trying to put the sign up, keeps falling down on Ringling Brothers. That, I believe, is a K-line. We have, as my sons call them, Slap, Happy, Pappy, and Slim. Yeti hunting. Why not? We also have the hunter trying to catch a fox, who fox comes out, but you know, he always misses him. We have the apple orchard. Guys are taking a little break there. We have our church, cemetery. There's actually, you know, a coffin. It's a little morbid, I know, but it's all fun. Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts there. You know, I had to put that there. My wife and I are both scout leaders. My wife's actually a Cub master, and I'm a den leader, so had to put that in there. You know, the monorail, obviously. We have our little town here where, you know, you have the houses. We have a little jug band going on with the farmer's market. Kids are on the swing set there. Another Lionel piece. This is a Mark's Depot. It fits. It just looks good. I added lights in there so you can see inside. Obviously, you know, a lot of the purists will sit there and say, oh, you ruined it, you did this. Well, maybe, but a lot of these things are always reversible. I didn't add any holes. I used zip ties and double-sided tape, and, you know, so if I ever had to take it apart, no harm, no foul. Plus, it's not in perfect condition. Then we have the little kid there on the tire swing. As the 254 comes around, about to crash into him. Yeah. We'll call the nicer part of town here, the bigger houses. Another original American Flyer piece. Crossing gate. A couple more hobos, of course. A reproduction diner. We have a reproduction Hellgate. This is a one that's the double wide, we'll call it, because it can fit 2 tracks at one time. We have the Lionel Factory. That is an original Lionel post-war rotating beacon. It's not rotating right now. It rotates when it wants to. It's the kind that uses the light bulb and heat. Reproduction station. Nice station, though. And actually, interesting thing about all these houses, these are reproductions, but they're not made by Lionel. They're made by a small company. I can't remember the name of it. It escapes my memory, but very nicely made. You know, we got our switch tower over there. Another reproduction, of course. The water towers are actually original Ives and American Flyer. I just think that they're very neat. We have our sinister guy here with the damsel tied to the tracks. You know, you got to make it fun. The American Flyer road crew. We have our American Flyer. Is this supposed to be? I believe it's supposed to be American Flyer crane. We have our Slush Cars. You know, if you see on my layout, there's a bunch of these little cars. These were made by a gentleman by the name of Bill Lango, who I met years ago at a Mecca show. Actually, I believe, Mecca. And Bill passed away a few years ago. But over the years, Bill and I, you know, we were friends. I bought a lot of pieces from, as you could see. I mean, all except for the one, that tow truck, I believe is a dinky or something like that. But all those pieces there, all these cars, all these trucks, Bill made. And they're beautiful. I mean, it's like anything pre-war. It's not really to scale. It's different. It fits, though. It looks good. Well, let's see. What else we got? Obviously, we got the 840 power station. I love that thing. It's massive. It makes a statement. We have our other little power station. That's a reproduction, but it's an old reproduction. It's an MTH. And, yeah. I mean, that's basically my layout. And again, to get an idea of the size, you know, it's hard to get the whole entire layout in there. There's actually not one position in the basement where you can see the whole layout. Can't forget the, I forget what that is a Douglas something or a Boeing, I want to say it's not Mark's, but it's another company like that. Got that off eBay, kind of cool. So yeah, you really can't get a good view the whole layout, but we can come up here and you can get an idea of just everything running. Try not to go too fast so you could take in all of it. And then, of course, you know, a couple other pieces. I mean, I do have my standard gauge pieces here, and they kind of, that's the majority of it. I do have a small standard gauge layout. I'm not going to show it right now because it's an absolute mess. I'm embarrassed by it. I'll clean it up one day. You know, can't go wrong with a railroad crossing sign. A couple other pieces, you know, got a Boucher 2500. I know they're Ives. That's what I had. I have my Mecha cars in the back. Yeah. You'll see I do have some McCoy pieces. I got that guy there. Again, if you're a Mecha member, you've probably seen these in a lot of the articles I've done. Anyway, the main point of this video was not those. It was this layout itself. And just giving you guys an idea of what you could do with a little bit of time and a camera. So, anyway, I hope you enjoy. And if you like the video, you know, give me a thumbs up. Thanks.
Yardmaster, we're approaching the yard. What are your instructions?
Proceed on to number 4 track and hold there.
Roger.
train number 5, the Eastern